let's round out this
Last story?
episode with last story. A story we've talked about before, coming out of Phoenix. But our new update on it is the fate of the police involved in this crazy, ridiculous corruption story. So, reading from Phoenix New Times: no punishment for Phoenix cops involved in bogus 2020 gang arrests. Phoenix Police Chief Matt Giordano announced there would be no discipline for 3 former officers for their role in a massive scandal in which they arrested and charged George Floyd protesters with being in a fake gang in 2020. So let's, if anyone,
so racist.
huh?
It's just so racist.
Yeah. I mean, it's obviously it's racist, and it's beyond the initial racism of trying to criminalize protesting when cops kill unarmed black men. But
Every time I see 3 white guys in a group, I'm calling them the Charlie Kirk gang. Fuck it.
yeah,
Fuck it.
but these were okay. So it's 2020, and people are protesting. And so they rounded up and arrested a group of protesters that were like, conjure up in your mind the image of those protesters. It was like some college students. Mm-hmm. I remember there was like this brown girl who was like, college girl, smart college girl. There was like barista type people. These are young college age.
Yeah.
Protesters, maybe activists, and the Phoenix police quite literally created a gang that these college kids were in. They called it the ACAB gang.
Any gang, sorry, I moved this mic, but any gang, you cannot be a gang if the R word, if you have to say the word R word, which I'm not going to say, but like if you heard the word R word.
Oh, you're not being very gangster right now.
Exactly. This ain't no gang. I'm sorry.
Yeah, exactly.
Did you just say the R word? That's not a gang. She's not a gang member. That automatically removes them.
Yes,
So.
gangsters are like, hey, where are you from and what's your pronouns?
What's that you claiming? Are you non-binary?
Yeah.
They, them, how do I? Hey, cut.
Yeah. Yeah, this is the gang.
Throwing up gang signs. I'm actually ASL. I'm actually saying, welcome, friend.
Yeah, so this is the gang that they were inventing, the police, and arrested and charged them with. So now these like college activist type kids are being federal gang charges they're facing.
Every time. It's like in the courts. I hope they lose, but I don't know why police do shit like this because they care so much about their image. They care. Police care so much. They're like Clavicular. They care. All they want is to look good, and they do the dumbest shit.
Yeah.
In the fucking world. And you're like,
well, they care.
Stupid.
They have PR, which is also a hilarious thing to bring up. We don't really have very many government entities that have PR firms on their payroll. Right? Ain't no firefighter PR. Firefighters are mostly out there putting out fires.
Yeah, no. You know who needs some good PR? The people at the DMV. They need PR, okay?
Yeah.
I would understand if they had a $30 million budget.
Yeah.
Because fuck them, bitch. But
no one needs it more than the police, and that's why they have PR teams. But so going.
Let me check with my PR guy real quick.
Yeah.
Fucking insane.
There's like a dead guy lying in front of them.
Ooh. Hold on.
Let me call. Hey, Chip, what you got on this one?
I'm going to send you a picture real quick. That's crazy.
Yeah. So some of the things they tried to say for this alleged gang is they said, they're the ACAB gang. So they're like, oh, they say this, they made this chant. You know how gangs chant their name, their gang name? Yeah. And they said they had sharpened nails and umbrellas they were using as weapons. And
these sound like now they're describing like penguin henchmen from the like, the sharpened nails and umbrellas.
Yeah,
they had beaks.
Yeah, yeah.
The fuck.
But I'm gonna again read from the very first sentence, just to really illustrate how insane police accountability is. Because listen to who's making this announcement. Phoenix Police Chief Matt Giordano announced that there would be no discipline for the 3 former officers for their role in the massive scandal in which they arrested and charged George Floyd protesters with being in a fake gang in 2020.
Mind you, we opened up this story with people not getting in trouble for fucking fake DUIs.
Yeah.
It's like you can fake it.
Yeah.
You literally can just fake it as a cop, and they'll still protect you. That's
Yeah.
sensing a pattern here.
Yeah.
That's all.
The officers were accused of colluding with prosecutors and charging 18 protesters with being in a gang that did not exist. The Maricopa County Attorney's Office later dropped the charges, and the lead prosecutor on the case, April Sponsel, and the lead prosecutor on the case, April Sponsel, was suspended from practicing law. Hilarious. The scandal was exposed.
So they got more
the prosecutor.
repercussion than the actual cops.
Yeah.
I don't even get.
Yeah.
That's so you do recognize fault and like
That's a great point.
but you don't punish.
Yeah. Boys will be boys. Now that prosecutor lady, that old bookworm over there.
She can go to hell.
Yeah. But we'll settle with prison. The scandal was exposed by ABC 15 in its politically charged investigative series, which showed how the officers and prosecutors created a bogus gang and lied to a grand jury to secure indictments.
That's not good. We need TV shows to like expose our police. So you would hope that there's just like a independent like
What do you mean TV show?
ABC 15.
It was a news segment. It was like the news did this.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Even that, I'm like, which I appreciate journalism. Thank you, journalism. Of course, journalism.
The whole podcast depends on
I know.
this type of work, the local news
It just blows
exposés.
my mind that there's just no like internal like independent force that like, hey, is this? It takes literally hunches and like otherwise if there were no like if there wasn't no journalism, then these guys would have just gotten away with it.
But as far as investigative journalism goes, I mean, this is kind of a home run, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
The cops are saying that this psych major is part of the ACAB gang because she has long fingernails.
Yeah.
I think we got a story.
Yeah.
Pretty easy one.
Yeah.
Bogus gang and lied to a grand jury to secure indictments. Case files used in their reporting showed that Phoenix Police Sergeant Doug McBride misled the grand jury. But McBride and other officers involved in the scandal will now officially skate from any actual consequences. The Pinal County Attorney's Office conducted a criminal investigation into the scandal and declined to charge anyone involved. And again, they are lying in court to a grand jury in order to frame peaceful protesters for being in a gang and throw them in jail. Yeah.
Isn't that the word?
Isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not a
Lying-
lawyer,
you're
but
lying in court.
seems like these are
That's the
criminal
word.
activities. And on Friday, Phoenix police announced that no officers will face discipline. So not even like work consequences.
I'm gonna do it again.
Not even getting put on a PIP or like having a meeting. No officers.
Can I
will-
still come to the pizza party on Friday?
Of course, you can come to the pizza party,
Why would
brother.
you think you couldn't come to the pizza party? Thanks.
So no discipline, despite internal investigations finding that several had violated department policy. 6 officers were investigated in 2 multi-year administrative investigations by the Phoenix Police Department's Professional Standards Bureau. The department said 3 of those officers, McBride and officers Alex Vogt and Joseph Crowley, were found to have violated department policy. The violations included, quote, providing false information and taking actions that jeopardize the status of a criminal or administrative investigation or prosecution. Class 2 and 3 violations that, according to department policy, can result in disciplinary actions ranging from a 40-hour suspension to termination. However, since those 3 officers no longer work for the department, no one can be disciplined, Giordano told Phoenix News-Times. McBride retired in December, and Vogt and Crowley resigned in the years following the incident. Can you imagine? They're like, well, we would arrest this bank robber, but he told us he's quit robbing banks, so What can
What
we
can we
do? Arrest a guy who's not robbing banks for robbing banks?
Former bank robber.
Come
Yeah.
on now.
That's literally they discover the forgiveness of Jesus.
Yeah.
Whenever it comes to cops.
Yeah.
They find the light of God when
Yes.
it comes to.
We're practicing radical empathy here.
Yeah. We're soft parenting with our police. What
Yeah.
the fuck?
The PSB, so the Bureau, found that the other three officers, Sergeant James Grote and officers Christopher Turiano
Grote.
and
Sorry.
Jeffrey Raymond, did not violate department policy. They all still worked for the department. Giordano told New York Times that when he took over the department in August 2025, he was surprised to learn that the cases were still ongoing. Nonetheless, he stressed that administrative investigations take time.
So they basically Trende Awag. How do you say it?
Trende Aragua?
That's not a real gang, right?
No, so Trende Aragua is a real Venezuelan prison gang. There's just no real evidence that they are active in the U.S. You're thinking of like the Something del Sol.
Yeah. That's
which
what I'm thinking
was,
of.
Which
Not- yeah.
we, the U.S. government has manufactured them being like an actual.
So that's literally this, but for.
Yeah, I mean, it's even more pathetic because that Del Sol thing came from like Venezuelan, I believe, like military officers wearing like a certain badge and basically taking that and running with
saying it
it,
was
creating this like massive organization. This is like even more
Worse,
absurd.
yeah, it's-
like the ACAB gang. That is
Yeah,
so stupid.
And you come on.
You know what it is like? It's like Antifa. That's what it's like.
Yeah.
It's like the feds imagining Antifa being a
nigga
real.
about to arrest all of Bushwick. This is crazy.
Yeah.
Nigga, we all in the ACAB gang, I guess.
Yeah.
That is so stupid. Well, I'm glad those guys. I mean, last week we had a story where they did convict.
They did.
So
The quote unquote
I've been-
Antifa all convicted for domestic
And that
terrorism
shit shook me
charges.
for real. That shit shook. I'm like, they're gonna use this as a precedent in Texas, right?
Yeah.
They're gonna use that. I just thought they were gonna start trying to use this as a precedent to do stuff like this. To like, I'm glad they got off, and people saw the investigative journalism showed exposed that it was.
Yeah.
Come on, this is like obviously a lie, but
Yeah. I mean, with the quote unquote Antifa domestic terrorists, there was a guy out of those, like, you know, however many there were.
He shot. I know
who
he
shot
did.
who shot an agent.
That's not what I'm like.
So they had something to work with there.
Oh, okay.
This is like, come on. We know what those protests
Yeah,
those
for sure.
protesters
Yeah.
were, you know?
Yeah.
College kids.
Well, I'm glad they were like, this is stupid. I am happy because it's like obviously stupid, but you don't get those wins quite often. It's very real.
But I mean that win came a couple years ago. This is that the police chief announcing like, so we looked into it and we're not pressing any charges and we're not doing any investigations and let's just all move on. Can we just move on, folks?
Guys, what are we still talking? You're still talking about this?
You know, if you hold on to a grudge, you're really just hurting yourself.
Yeah.
You ever thought about that?
I'm just like, but now every other like how but none of them are working. Okay, that's good. That's good. Because
Yeah. Well, yeah. The three of them that were found, there was three that were found to have violated policy. They all quit. And then there's three that were not found to have violated policy, and they're still there.
I quit. Can't do nothing now.
Yeah.
Damn.